This is a series of videos about how to handle the financial department of your art business. This is a follow-up to my first chapter, which is all about why and the creative part of the business. This will all go into numbers and pricing and stuff like that that is really important. My name is Roxy van Bemmel. I am an artist, a painter. My paintings are all about expanding, about never feeling small again, and I do that via painting these really large self-portraits. They're a way for me to not ignore myself. I've been working for myself for 7 years now, and over those 7 years I have definitely made some mistakes in valuing my own art and myself. As a lot of artists, I went to art school, only I went to do fashion design, and I was at an art school that had fashion, fine art, dance, theater, music, graphic design, anything you can think of, it was all in the same building. So everyone around me was in some way very creative. Now that is amazing, that's great. You'll probably never be in a situation like that ever again. However, if you start out after that art school for working by yourself, you're gonna think everyone around you is the same. Everyone has that creative DNA in themselves and has what you have, but they don't, and it's a pretty rough landing to find out that that's not the truth. And I think that's also the start where we devalue our own work and our own creativity right out of art school. And that's what I wanted to make this video about, how to properly value your own work, because that is the starting point of every financial decision you'll make in your art business. Being creative is a really weird skill. It is not something you can measure. And in general, in the public, it's not being valued super high. It's kind of hard to seek out that value externally. You kind of have to look at it internally. That's pretty hard, especially in the beginning, if you just got out of art school and you had all these creative people around you, and then you have to look at all the value you have inside of you. So this is my personal situation. I just got out of art school. I was completely burned out by the high pressure of my last graduation year. Even if I didn't do illustration or art, I did fashion. It was a very high pressure school. It took some time to get back up my feet. I had some time to rest, but my confidence was not very high at that time. Honestly, I had to build up that confidence again. Like, I was super confident in the last final year, and then I completely crashed. And I think that counts for a lot of people that graduate an art school, because you're living in this bubble, and then suddenly that bubble bursts and you're in the real world and no one is asking you to work for them. In general, if they do, you're one of the lucky few, but most people, it's kind of hard to find out that no one is waiting for you, and you have to do everything yourself. You have to build up that confidence again. And I'm speaking from my personal experience here. When I found that rhythm again, when I found a little bit of that confidence, I started looking for work. Obviously, I wanted to do fashion illustration when I started. And I was looking for validation externally. So I was looking for people to tell me, you're doing great, your work is amazing, I want to hire you. And I would be so enthusiastic, and I would even work for free. Now we get to the next part, and that is never work for free. I know everyone in the creative field will probably make the same mistakes. Probably everyone that started out did some job for free. You'll have to learn the hard way, but still, I'm gonna tell you, never work for free. It's not going to lead to clients. It's not gonna lead to better jobs, better paying jobs. Also not, we don't have money now, but we do have money in the future. They'll never have money in the future. My first unpaid job was an illustration job, fashion illustration, and it was for a magazine. I reached out to them and they wanted to work with me and publish an illustration. And I asked them what their budget was, and their budget was 0. I chose to go through anyway because I did not have anything in my portfolio yet, and I thought it might be a good chance. Then the second job came around, still no budget. The third job came around, still no budget. And the worst part is that third one wasn't even published. So it brought me literally nothing. I made that mistake. It did make me think, what do I really want? What am I looking for? What does it bring me to work for this person for free? And in the beginning, I really thought that if I worked for that magazine, maybe it would be good with my portfolio. I could use it for different things. And maybe that first free job did give me some kind of authority on my portfolio. But the second one definitely didn't. And the third one definitely did not. So I stopped. I didn't even ask about that last illustration because it just felt like a personal rejection, which was not, obviously. And the weird thing is that if I would have been paid for that job, I would have definitely asked why it wasn't published. But then at least I'd have the fee for the time that it took me to make that illustration. Something that has really helped me is to gather a group of people around me that I can ask really open financial questions about, and literally saying, hey, this is what a person asked me to do, this is how many hours I will spend on it, probably, and this is what I'll deliver. Is this the right price? What would you charge? It has helped me so much to have a group of people around me that will say different things, but because I'm telling it to someone else, it feels like I'm emailing that original client, and throughout those correspondence I can kind of feel what feels right, because if they say, oh yeah, that sounds about right, and I'm kind of disappointed, I notice that that price wasn't right. And especially if someone says, hey, I think that's too low. That's happened to me before. Like, hey, I think for your skill level this price is way too low, you should double it. I actually did, and the clients accepted that doubled price. And the weird thing is that that only happened because I talked about it and I went out and asked about it. I think being closed off about pricing only sabotages you, and especially in a creative field, we should just help each other. It's not a union that protects us as self-employed people, because we can charge whatever we want. And if we all charge too little, then the whole industry is going to go down, which is another topic entirely. But that is something that I do keep in mind, and I hope to teach other younger artists as well, or people that are just starting out, because your pricing has consequences. So find that group of people around you and it will change for everything for you. It will help so much. It could be online, it could be through text, but it's just like another group that you can talk to about actual pricing. Hello, a little break, new haircut as well. I have been working on this video series since last year, and I've decided to turn the scripts into a book. I have rewritten the script, so it's a lot more information, it's a lot more personal as well, and you really can read it as a book. I've decided to release this book in chapters, and the first chapter will be the creative chapter. Next to the book, there will be add-ons like questions you can ask yourself if you are just starting out your creative business that will hopefully help you. And also add-ons like articles that help me, books that I've read. In the financial chapter, it could be spreadsheets that help me a lot in organizing my business. All the things that come up with starting your own business. If you'd like to stay updated, you can enter your email address in the link in the description, and I will let you know as soon as it comes out. Thank you for watching this sponsored segment by myself, and let's continue with the video. I occasionally still get emails asking about doing work for free. Fortunately, that is not happening as much as it used to. But when I do still get an email to work for free, I kind of have a standard response. Option 1 is to not respond at all, but they'll never learn. Option 2 is spend like 1 minute sending that automatic reply and explaining why their question is really bad. I often type something like, hey, thanks for reaching out. I'm glad that you like my work. Unfortunately, I don't have the funds to work for free. If you do find a budget for this project, my usual fee for this would be between this and this. Happy to help. Enjoy your day. Best. That's it. It's nice, it's short and sweet, and it still opens up the possibility to work with them, but within a budget. I obviously don't spend too much time on the budget that I put in that email, but I make it like a range. So if the normal fee would be 1,500, I would say it would be between 1,000 and 2,000, something like that. You could probably make an estimate on a client project like that. Most of the people that will reach out to you for free work will not have your best interest at heart. So that's why you shouldn't spend too much time on an email like that. It is still smart to not close all doors, because you never know who's behind the computer. It might be someone who's never worked with an illustrator or an artist before. Maybe someone just doesn't know better. And it's good that they learn that you should not do work for free and that it is actual work that you're doing. What I think we tend to forget as creatives is that we have an eye and taste that is not something that you can easily learn, and that's something that is very valuable in a lot of different jobs. Now, over the years, I have definitely made some mistakes in devaluing my own work and my own skills and my own assets that I have. I've had clients reach out to me if they could film in my studio, if they could photograph in my studio, if I could send them free photos and videos of my work in my studio. And I've always said yes, and sure, I did not charge for that, because why not? That would be great promo for me. But now I realize that all that stuff, 1, takes time, and 2, it's great promo for me, but it's also great promo for them. It kind of depends on the situation, but if a project involves you making photos of your work or making like a nice social media reel or a carousel or whatever, talking to a camera like this, those are all skills that you have had to develop over time. Maybe you have material, like I have my camera, I have my lights, not a great light, but it's still a light. And you've had to accumulate all that stuff over the years. If you had to hire someone to make photos of yourself, that would cost something. And it's really easy because you can see like the fee that it takes to hire a photographer. Now you do it yourself, so that cost kind of disappears, but you still have to do it. And I think that stuff adds up. And especially if you have to do things like, I don't know, if I do live illustrations, for example, sometimes when I feel like it, it's great promotion for myself. I make reels going there. But now if someone asks me, like, hey, can you film the process? That takes more time. It also takes more effort because I have to do the illustration in one go. I have to set up my camera, I have to edit, I have to export. I used to do that stuff for free because I didn't see the value in that work. However, it's actually really valuable for a company to have those videos to use for social media, to use for their website, their newsletters, whatever they want to use it. They use your eye for not only the illustration, but also for composition. They use your technical skills. They use maybe your face. All those things add up. And all those things need to be accounted for by you. It would be a bad start if you didn't value all that creative skill that you had. Next to that, it's also good to show that you are professional, and all that stuff costs money. Now, to sum it up, we have confidence first. Find back your confidence either after art school or after a long period of not doing anything creative. Then the second one is to not work for free. Please don't do it and email those people that is not something that you can finance for them. The third one is to stand behind your pricing. And the fourth one is to not underestimate your own skills, because they have value and not everyone can do what you can do. Seeing your own work as valuable is not egocentrical. It just means that you are asking your own worth. Now, I hope you have found this video valuable, and next time we are going into actually pricing our art. So I hope I'll see you in the next one as well, and bye!